Hello, good evening. I'm Roger Johnson. Welcome to North West Tonight. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had a good long Easter weekend. Our top story. The van driver who killed Lulu had taken at least 20 lines of cocaine before colliding with a tram and mounting the pavement. Rawal Rehman, who fled the scene after the crash, will be sentenced next month. Also tonight, tackling the shortage of foster carers, Lancashire starts its own recruitment drive. Burnley and Bury on top of the world after promotions at different ends of the football spectrum. Meet Arthur, the centenarian shopkeeper who's still behind the till 6 days a week.
I've enjoyed my life. It's been very, very good. And I've got a good family. I've got some wonderful people. Well, we're all friends together.
And it's not been too bad a day today. Some have seen decent spells of sunshine, others the odd rogue shower. Some rain around tonight, but some good news in the forecast, so join me at the end of the programme.
Lulu Parmisano from Burnley was holding hands with her mum and dad walking down the pavement in Manchester on a morning out 2 months ago today. Rawal Rehman had also been out earlier that morning. He'd been to 2 massage parlours and taken at least 20 lines of cocaine before getting behind the wheel of his van. Today, he admitted killing Lulu because of dangerous driving after colliding with a tram and mounting the pavement. Mairead Smith sent this from Manchester Crown Court.
Rawal Rehman entered his guilty plea at a hearing this afternoon after the crash had happened on the morning of Saturday, the 22nd of February. The parents of Louisa Parmisano, who was known as Lulu and from Burnley, said they had been simply enjoying a happy family day out when this unimaginable tragedy struck. They said that Lulu's absence has left a devastating void in our family. She was our only child, our whole world. The court heard that Mr Rehman's ability to drive was impaired by the consumption of controlled drugs. The prosecution say he had taken at least 20 lines of cocaine at one massage parlour over a 7-hour period, which he left at 6 o'clock in the morning before attending another massage parlour 30 minutes later. The tragedy happened at 10 o'clock that morning. Rawal Rehman was remanded in custody here this afternoon. He will next appear at Manchester Crown Court on the 27th of May, where he will be sentenced for his crime. Mairead Smith, BBC North West Tonight at Manchester Crown Court.
A gang of street drug dealers has been jailed for a total of 85 years after an undercover police operation in Manchester city centre. 34 people were arrested after 23 warrants were executed at addresses across Greater Manchester in connection with dealing crack cocaine and heroin in the Piccadilly Gardens area of the city and Ardwick Green Park.
Prior to Operation Vulcan and the neighbourhood office working closely together, I would have avoided Piccadilly Gardens. I think now there is a different element to it when you walk through there. There isn't the groups of drug users queuing up, waiting for the drugs, and it is, from what I can see, a better place to be.
Campaigning has continued today for the Runcorn and Helsby by-election, which is just over a week away now. The Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner visited a breakfast club in Runcorn. Meanwhile, the Green Party Deputy Leader Zach Polanski was also in the constituency. He was asked what he thought about polls suggesting the by-election is between Labour and Reform UK.
We've seen from this Labour government that they are chasing the votes of Reform. We're seeing increasing lurches to the right. I think it's about picking up both dissatisfied Labour voters, but actually anyone who wants a difference and wants to reject the old two-party system. But actually what the Green Party are really offering is the politics of community, the politics of hope, and yes, the politics of climate action too.
Planning permission for the £100 million Liverpool Baltic train station scheme has been given the go-ahead. Construction for the station is set to start next year, with the aim for it to be open to passengers by the end of 2027. And the Royal Bolton Hospital has been named as the best in the country for the accuracy of breast screening tests following an annual NHS audit. The service has also been rated among the fastest for getting results. Now, a special Requiem Mass is being held at Liverpool's Catholic Cathedral tonight, giving people an opportunity to pay their respects to Pope Francis, whose death was announced yesterday. A book of condolence has also been opened. Kelly Foran is live for us at the cathedral on what, Kelly, will be an emotional evening.
It really will. The choir's here. It's a beautiful sound. And since we've been here this afternoon at this cathedral, which is in the heart of Liverpool, it's in the heart of one of the biggest Catholic communities in the country. People have been coming and going all day to sign that book of condolence. There's still a queue out of the door now as we speak for people waiting to pay their respects to the late Pope Francis. And some of the words that we've heard often today are that he was warm, humble, and that he cared.
I think he was special because he was so humble and so he just spread love everywhere.
There was no judgment, it was just acceptance from him and a light, I think, and that's how I seen him, acceptance and light, and it doesn't matter skin colour, orientation.
Human, down to earth, and very attached to the evangelic message, and that's it shouldn't be, but it was kind of news for a pope.
The Mass will be starting here in about 20 minutes' time. It's going to be led by the Archbishop of Liverpool, who's kindly joined us now. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us. There's been so many tributes talking about his inclusivity. What are your personal experiences with the late Pope?
I've met him on several occasions, many occasions actually, and he's well, I suppose my lasting kind of memory, his gift to me, if you like, is that he was a man who was at peace with himself, at peace with God, peace with the world, and that peace emanated from him. So I always went away from even the briefest encounter with him feeling better, feeling refreshed and full of peace.
And I understand that he always asked you about Liverpool.
Oh yes, even in January when I saw him at the audience, he pulled me down close to him and he was quite breathless actually. But I said I'm from Liverpool and he said, I know, Liverpool, the Napoli of England, he used to say. So I was used to tease him and say, well, our pizzas aren't as good. But he was actually talking about football, of course, which is a great passion of his.
Yeah, and tonight, what kind of service are you expecting this to be?
Well, I think it will be a happy service. It is Easter, after all. And so we'll be celebrating one of the Easter Masses. We won't, in one sense it will be a requiem because we'll pray for the repose of his soul, but you can hear the music, it's really good music, it's joyous. I think most of it's actually Fauré's requiem, but which is a very, very happy kind of way of celebrating and giving thanks for those who've gone before us. So yeah, it will be a good Mass. It will be mixed feelings, of course. There'll be lots of emotion around. People love the Pope. With modern media, everyone felt very close to him. You didn't really have to meet him to know him. And I think that people in Liverpool particularly are feeling very sad at this time. But as Christians, we believe in the resurrection. And that Pope died on Easter Monday. What better day could you choose?
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us so soon before the service. I hope it goes well. And the cathedral here has a capacity of just over 2,000 people, and it has been filling up since we've been on air. And the late Pope Francis said he wanted religion to be something that wasn't divisive, but that brought people together. And that's exactly what's happening here tonight.
Kelly, thank you. Kelly Foran there live for us in Liverpool. Let's take a look at some of the other stories from BBC News, which people are reading this evening. One of the lawyers who drafted the proposed Hillsborough law says the lack of decisive action so far is a betrayal of the victims' families. The government says more time is needed to draw up the bill. Salford Central Station will reopen tomorrow after a 2-month closure for improvement works, which include a new roof, wider platforms and better accessibility. And the Archbishop of York has described vandalism at a Lancashire church as a desecration. The Archbishop Stephen Cottrell says he is praying for St James's Church in Leyland. More online at bbc.co.uk/local news or, of course, on the BBC News app. Now, over the next few weeks, we're going to be looking at the care system for children here in the North West. And today the focus is on foster carers. Currently, more of them are leaving than joining, which means that a lot of children here are without a stable home. Local authorities are working hard to try to tackle the issue, with councils in Lancashire setting up a special hub comprising of 5 areas which are able to work together to recruit, as Isabel Fry has been finding out.
The first couple of questions are really, are you over 21?
Hard at work.
And do you have a spare room at all?
As recruitment is a day in, day out task here in Blackburn. That's because the North West is losing more and more foster carers every year. Local authorities are desperately trying to tackle this, but say they're struggling.
I think a lot of that is foster carers, that they have their own birth children staying at home much longer these days. Lots of families are using spare bedrooms as home offices, so they don't have that kind of flexibility to foster. And I think a lot of the myths, for example, that you can't be a single carer or you can't work, that's not the case, and we want to kind of really put that message across.
In the North West, we saw a 4% drop in carers in the last year.
Here in our region, we need around 700 carers just to meet necessity. And what that means is there are more children in unsuitable homes.
2 people tackling this are Paula and Peter. They've been foster caring for around 14 years.
We've had, what have we had? 1, 2, 3, 4, about 89 children.
They both worked while providing stable homes for the children they welcome in.
But we do try and do long term, so it's like the home for life type thing.
One of the reasons for doing long term as well was because it's offering the child or the kids, it was in our case, stability.
So it's not easy, there is additional work to do, of course, there's more people in the house, more washing, more people to feed, etc. But it's like Peter said, it's that kind of giving them maybe opportunities they've not had before, things that your children would just take for granted.
Last year, Lancashire became one of 9 regions across the UK to open a hub. The aim? For local authorities to work together to recruit, not against each other. They can share resources, lean on each other and provide more support for the foster carers.
And with that is ensuring that children can be placed in stable homes, in foster families, within their local area, in their local council.
We're not asking for superheroes, we're not asking for perfect parents. We need people that are willing to just open up their home and, provide safety, nurture to our children.
Anybody can be a foster carer, and you don't need to be some kind of amazing person to do it. You just need to have a home and a heart, really.
Isabel Fry, BBC North West Tonight, Blackburn.
So that, as I said, the first of several reports that Isabel's going to be doing about the issue of children and residential care. Tomorrow, she's going to report on how the North West has more residential care homes for children than any other part of the country. Right, let's talk football. Burnley's journey to promotion back to the Premier League has been described as pretty much everything from incredible to boring, just about everything in between as well. They sealed their place in the top flight yesterday with a win over their nearest rivals, Sheffield United. And it marks a successful first season in charge in the Championship for boss Scott Parker, as Phil Cunliffe reports.
And that's come down to real pure commitment for every one of the players, their dedication, their sacrifice, what they've made. That leads us to this point, really, so I'm hugely proud, really.
Compared to the season under Vincent Kompany, things have been a lot different. Burnley were open fence and they've got better at going forward and attacking and scoring goals as the season's gone on.
After bouncing back to the Premier League, the challenge now for Parker and his players.
I think what they will do is what they've done this season, which is try go into the Premier League and play a particular brand of football. Do I think Scott Parker will get money in the summer transfer window? Well, on the evidence of the previous Premier League transfer window, yes, because Vincent Kompany spent the best part of £100 million.
Burnley can still pip Leeds to the title, but once the singing dies down, it'll be the challenge of what happens next that will occupy the thoughts of fans, the owners and the players. Phil Cunliffe, BBC North West Tonight.
Fantastic celebrations at Turf Moor. Burnley, as Phil said, still going for the title up against Leeds. They had a narrow victory against the mighty Potters yesterday, 6-0. Anyway, Enough of my personal pain. In stark contrast to the scenes in East Lancashire, there was despair in the north of the county as Morecambe lost their Football League status after 18 years.
You've got the calibre of player that's out, or the ones that have played a lot of games this season, then it was going to be very difficult. And all I would say is that the players that took the field tried their best, and you can see today that we were short.
Still plenty to play for at the business end of the football season then, isn't there? Elsewhere, results for Preston, for Accrington and Tranmere mean that they could still be relegated. Blackpool and Crewe still have a slight chance of making their playoffs. Bolton's hopes, though, are all but over. There was also a stirring story right down the Football League pyramid, or down the football pyramid at the weekend, with Bury Football Club attracting a crowd of just under 9,000 as they won promotion from football's 9th tier. I guess normally clubs at that level have got a few hundred fans. Of course, it's 6 years since the Shakers were kicked out of the Football League. I remember it well, standing at Gig Lane and reporting as that happened. Many feared, though, that that was the end of football in the town. But from the ashes rose a Phoenix club, Bury AFC, which merged with the original club to bring football back to Gig Lane. And now, owned by its supporters, the club is debt-free. Ian Haslam reports, although this isn't him at the start of the report, as you'll soon realise. He was there, though, for a landmark afternoon.
Good evening, I'm Stuart Flinders. We're live at Gig Lane on the day that a deal to save Bury collapsed. Expulsion from the Football League now looks likely.
Years of poor ownership and a failure to secure a buyer left Bury down and out and its historic ground in ruins. But thankfully the story didn't end there, and its new chapter is filled with excitement as these scenes following Saturday's title-winning game show. Make no mistake, the good times have returned.
Look at the state of this. It's 1:05 here at Gig Lane, so that's an hour and 55 minutes to go until kick-off. This is the 9th tier of English football, and this is the number of people getting into the ground now. You can't make it up.
North West tonight.
Why is everybody here so early? This is early.
Well, because everybody has a favourite place in the stand, and because there's so many people coming today, you're not going to get your normal place in the stand.
Many here have been coming for decades, others are growing up with a very different Bury FC.
Yeah, I mean, I get to come here every weekend. It's a great atmosphere.
Nobody ever thought this would happen, not to this level.
Exactly. I mean, we're at the 9th tier, aren't we? So to see, 8,500, 9,000 people turn up today is just incredible.
For me, I've been coming here since I was 4 years old, my grandparents and stuff. My dad always brought me. They've not made it here today, but I think, the rest of us have and can really carry it forward and keep it a big part of the community going on.
And that's a crucial point at this now fan-owned club.
We've been here for a long time, haven't we?
A lot of people worked hard for this to happen, and it's all paid off today.
So you're going to be crying your eyes out at the end,
Oh,
then?
God, yeah.
Yeah. Where are you going to start so we can capture this?
Founded in 1885, Bury was once one of the biggest clubs in this region and won the FA Cup twice, way before fan-turned-vlogger Michael started going.
7-0 to Shakers.
I've been going with my dad. 64, 65 season, he took me as a little boy. I'd done nothing wrong, but he made me go, right? So there you are at Bury, and you know what? When I'm at Gig Lane, I'm stood with my dad. When he went, I don't want to belittle bereavements, but it felt like a bereavement. And my dad sadly passed away 2022. And the only thing, all the time, I wish my dad was here to see this. I wish my dad was here to see it. He'd love this.
Michael's match videos recently led to a request by Bury boss Dave McNabb.
This is just insane. I get this WhatsApp message and it's off the gaffer. He's asked me to go in and have a few words with the lads before the match, just to say to them what it means to me, and I still can't believe it. I have never enjoyed my football more, and the football that you're playing out there graces this fantastic stadium. It's absolutely fantastic.
And it really was bouncing on Saturday as Bury beat Burscough to win the North West Counties Premier Division. As the noise increased yet more, so did the Shakers' goal tally, and they coasted to victory in front of Gig Lane's biggest crowd in nearly 3 decades. A fourth goal was the icing on the cake as exuberance took over. They'd waited a long time to celebrate like this. Neil Dans and Ryan Lowe had been promoted as players in the EFL days, Lowe repeating the feat as manager. While down on the pitch was their old teammate Nicky Adams, retiring following a glorious fourth spell.
I've had to take a part in them getting to where they should be, and they'll keep climbing the ladder. And yeah, I'm a fan forever. Forever grateful for what this club's done for me.
It's surreal, to be fair. I'm a young player, I'm 21, and to have this support, it's incredible.
Where do you think this club can go long term now?
Up and up. Up and up.
Don't bet against it. Ian Haslam, BBC North West Tonight.
Oh, really well done to Bury, and many congratulations. Good luck next season. Now, we've got the weather with Kay in just a moment, but before that, reaching the milestone birthday of 100 is special in itself. As you'll know, we've done a series in the past all about people who have become centenarians, and celebrating reaching 100, well, how about doing it by spending the day at work? Well, war veteran Arthur Ferguson has been in business all his life, and at the age of 100, he still runs the family shop at Millom in Cumbria. Matt Trewern has been to see him today.
More than 70 years in business and still going strong.
6 days a week, I'm up at 7 o'clock. Sundays, I learn a little bit.
It was back in the 1950s when Arthur Ferguson and his wife set up shop here on the edge of the Lake District, turning a bakery into a haberdashery.
That little part there was the shop, and we've extended it over the years. A lot of people 20 years ago would come in here and buy material and make their own dresses and that sort of stuff. And of course then we sold loads of material for sewing dresses and zips and all that sort of stuff. And with these young ladies here now we do a lot of men's wear and ladies wear, and we do school wear. So it's changed quite a lot over the years.
It seems everyone in Millom knows Arthur. He's loved by his customers and his staff.
Well, he's just marvellous, isn't he? What other person would still be working at 100 other than Arthur Ferguson? He just likes, well, he likes life and he likes to see people.
I come down here, and of course, over the years, I know lots of people in Millom, and they're all friendly. It's a very good place to live, and it's somewhere to come to. There's coffee on there twice a day, of course, and I've got some good ladies here. Everything works out okay.
Arthur continues to play an active part in the business, regularly travelling to Manchester to look for new stock. And after a lifetime of buying and selling, it's a job he still loves.
I've enjoyed my life. It's been very, very good. And I've got a good family. I've got some wonderful people. Well, we're all friends together.
So here you are, Arthur, 100 years old. Do you have any plans to retire?
Probably in a year or two.
Matt Trewern talking to Arthur Ferguson, still working hard at the age of 100 at his shop in Millom. We wish Arthur and all his staff all the very best. Right, let's have a look at the weather. It's been a dry day today, hasn't it? Let's see how the rest of the week is looking. Here's Kay with the forecast.
Hello there, good evening. Some of us saw really pleasant conditions today. Good deal of sunshine. Posty Dave sent this photograph in Buxton. Cheers, Dave. Now, we also saw some decent shower clouds developing, and some of the showers were quite sharp. The Helsby Orienteer sent that photograph in. Thank you so much for sending them through. As always, I love to see them. Tomorrow, you're going to get overnight rain tonight. That's going to clear through. Then it's going to brighten up, but that, again, could trigger the odd rogue shower. So what's going on? Well, we've got this area of low pressure. There's that front that's going to provide the rain through tonight. Then we get high pressure building from the north, so a much calmer, settled day to come on Thursday with a good deal of sunshine. And temperatures start to pick up by the end of the weekend. So it's overnight tonight, really. For the Isle of Man, it starts to push in, but across to all parts overnight tonight. Really, I think parts of Cumbria probably avoid that. The worst of the rain will be affecting Merseyside and parts of Cheshire. Temperatures drop down to between about 6 and 9 degrees. The breeze will pick up as that front comes through. But like I said, most of the rain will have cleared early doors. So it's going to be a cloudy start to the day across most southern parts. A little bit of overnight rain. It starts to brighten up, some decent spells of sunshine, but that could trigger a few showers as well. Temperatures tomorrow around 17 or 18 degrees will be the high. Scoot over to Thursday. Now, it looks like we're going to be in the best place to see some really pleasant spells of sunshine, especially away from the Pennines that you are. So for the Isle of Man, for all coastal parts, lengthy spells of sunshine. All will see those spells of sunshine as we head into the afternoon. And we should once again get to about 18 degrees in some spots, but it will feel warmer because the winds won't be as strong. And have you noticed a new weather name on the map? Glazebrook. Darlene, thank you for sending that one in. Then as we head to Friday and into the weekend, well, Friday, the odd rogue shower once again. Saturday, we start off cloudy, a few showers, but it's going to brighten up. And then Saturday, Sunday, temperatures climb to 20 degrees. That's your forecast.
Yes, Darlene, Glazebrook gets on the weather map for 4 days this week, just near Warrington. So well done for getting your place on the map. You can get in touch if you want to do the same. Manchester City against Aston Villa is on BBC Radio Manchester this evening if you want to listen to commentary. But in the meantime, from all of us, thanks for listening, thanks for watching even, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.